because I think you said no one's talking about TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me see. And I checked YouTube and I was like, no one in the UK is talking about TikTok Shop.
No,
Yeah.
no one.
I was like, let me get these guys on, man, and find out what this opportunity is.
It's such an amazing opportunity. It's like hearing about Amazon back in 2007 and be like, I need to get on this.
Yo, my people, welcome back to the Venture Room, the #1 platform for aspiring entrepreneurs. So today we're looking at TikTok Shop, which is a new channel launched by TikTok. It's fairly new, but I think it's a huge opportunity that's gone completely under the radar. So I brought in two guests that are absolutely smashing it, capitalizing on the opportunity today, and they're official TikTok partners. So we brought them in to figure out what the opportunities are for you. Guys, how you doing?
Doing
Yeah,
very
good.
well.
Good.
Yeah, long day today, but we were here, man. So
Yeah, we made it, didn't we? We were
Yeah.
a bit late, but we're doing all right.
No, it keeps
How you
going.
feeling them?
it's good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I feel like we can agree with you. It's a new platform for us. So I think right now it's like a gold rush. Everyone's trying to figure out how to use it and really kind of capitalize it. And you can kind of see a lot of people are capitalizing from it, but
Yeah.
it's very few people. Like there's a lot of people throwing it at the wall and very
Yeah.
few people are making it stick. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
competition's low at the minute.
Yeah.
No, because it's brand new, no one's touching it. If you want to go into the pet niche, for instance, you've got all fair reign. But if you want to do it on Shopify, Facebook, you've probably got thousands of competitors.
yeah.
So TikTok Shop is very new, and
Yeah.
people need to get on it quick.
Yeah. And do you know what it is? Because obviously I know about TikTok. I'd say I'm probably a late adopter, but I didn't understand what TikTok Shop was. So I thought, okay, people have already enough to put a link in their bio, you can go to their shop and buy
Yeah.
something. But it's actually completely different on the back end, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. It's making it easier for people to be a consumer. And it's the fact that, I mean, even when we went to an event last month, no one knew about TikTok Shop. So it's like this, even businesses and brands aren't utilizing it. And for us, it's crazy because it's such an amazing opportunity. It's like hearing about Amazon back in 2007 and be like, I need to get on this. So for us, the hard part is persuading people why to use the platform.
Yeah.
But the fact that you don't even have to put your link in your bio, you can literally just buy from a video. It's huge.
So it's mad. And then from the seller's perspective, it's completely different, isn't it? Is it similar to FBA?
So
From my understanding, or
right now, it's because it's a new platform. A lot of these sellers have 9-to-5s and they have to ship it themselves. And the issue that they were getting were if their video went viral, they're hitting 5,000 orders in a day. They're like, oh God. And then the shipping times were then kind of messing up from that. So
were they drop shipping it or were they physically packing it?
physically packing the
Oh
orders.
my God.
Yeah. And you see that on live streams where people are like, fulfill orders with me. And they just sat there for like hours and hours just doing it.
Crazy.
So I was getting orders of about 30. Like even doing 30 was taking me 2-3 hours. Like it's just hard to do. And obviously that's why I personally went down the FBA route. I'm doing all right on that platform at the moment.
Yeah.
But now that I'm seeing good sales, I'm going down to TikTok now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And obviously explode on there.
And it's kind of like people stay within the app rather than being linked off to another.
Exactly, because a lot of brands at the moment, you can literally filter through like all the high street shops. It will be just their link when they need to utilize the platform, put all their best sellers, put all their clearance stock, whatever, get it onto the shop because people would rather buy from the platform instead of having to click another link, then go to another link. So being on the TikTok Shop is very accessible and it's the new dawn.
Yeah, and I think the thing TikTok have done really well with is about the impulsive buys. The fact that you can literally see a video, buy it straight from that video, and then it's at your door within a couple of days. Like that's huge for people. I mean, we're looking at, there's a delivery company in London that literally do the area and they do 1-hour deliveries. So we're thinking about being on a live stream, buying that item and getting that item within an hour. Like
mad.
For us, it's the fact it's the fast paced, like just how TikTok is video wise. It's the same when it comes to being a consumer and a seller. For us, it's huge.
It's crazy. So it's a huge opportunity. But before, let's just get a bit of background on what you guys were doing. Like before you started TikTok Shop and became an official partner, what was life like? What were your first jobs?
So for me, if we're going to scale it back all the way till leaving school, I'm ex-military, served with both regular and reserves, then literally left them, and I'm talking like 15 years ago now, 15 plus.
Story.
Life story now. So yeah, ex-military, went straight into lorry driving, and then 2.5 years ago is when I started my transport business. That was going successful, and then since then, I was building e-commerce brands at the same time. So going from obviously e-commerce, this is how me and Sam met, and obviously this is how he reached out to me through his company.
He was actually a client of mine.
Is it?
Yeah. So for me personally, I mean, I've been at university. I've gone down the business route kind of thing, and at university, it's pushing you towards being an employee. And as much as like you love the business and you get the knowledge, for me, it just was never sticking.
Okay.
So about 2 years ago, I started looking online, as you do, and it's like build an agency. So you started off at a Facebook ads agency. That kind of didn't stick. And then there was a new thing coming around last summer called influencer pooling, where you get a group of influencers. They're not non-exclusive to you.
Yeah.
And then you can pitch to brands saying, I can get 20, 30 influencers to post about your brand, basically. And then you'd get a cut from that.
Because that was quite a good business opportunity, wasn't it, back in the day?
And a friend of mine, Sam, I mean, he's had very great success with it. So a lot of these people are like, it's like a great model, but again, it's not sustainable like long term. So for me, that's where I reached out to Dave for one of his brands, and we were kind of going back and forth, and we were just kind of talking about it, and like these ideas were just coming up, and we were just kind of going through. And for us, then that was like, all right, we need to kind of think of something we can do with this.
It's good when you meet like a potential founder and like you just click instantly.
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
that rapport.
That's what we did. And the only reason I took his DM, because I get them all the time, because my e-commerce brands and everything. Oh, I'll do this for you, do that. It's like, delete.
Yeah.
I only took his call because the day before I was speaking to, again, influencer poolers, because I was going down the route of finding new influencers to obviously help push my brand. And that's the only reason I took his call. And then one thing led to another. And yeah, we literally just got gelling.
Yeah.
I understood, like, he's a young guy. I'm a little bit older, but...
Not that much older, though.
Not that much.
And I think it's the fact that like I had like the agency marketing background, he had the e-commerce, so like bringing it together and like having that industry knowledge on both of them, it just was huge for us.
So you're more like the operational side of it,
Yeah,
and you're like the marketing.
And I'm a bit of a dreamer, so when it comes to it now, like I'll have these crazy ideas and stuff like that, and Dave's like, right, let's dial it down a little bit. Let's make.
He wanted to clean up Plymouth Bleach or something with robots. It's like, no, we can't do that, mate.
I've suffered with really bad ADHD, so every single day I've got business ideas.
Is it?
Pitching it with Dave, like robot cleaners and everything, like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to focus as well. When you've got so many ideas, it's like, I want to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But you need someone just to focus you and like...
Yeah, and I think that's why the synergy works so well, because we kind of come together. I mean, there was a point like last year where I was spending more time with together than your own wife. Like,
my
literally
wife was like,
every single
"You're
day.
always on this call with Sam. What are you doing?" It's like, we're building a business. Leave it.
I'm known as the boyfriend now. So.
Oh, is it?
yeah.
So yeah,
Second partner.
But yeah,
That's mad.
Just building from that now, and we just kept on seeing opportunities that no one else was taking, and from that we were just like, we need to get this done, man. Like, get on this now.
Okay, so how long ago was that when you kind of met together?
So that was
September, wasn't it?
Yeah, September.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, literally last year. So September, I closed my business, and then I knew I wanted to go full-time online. And at that particular time, I was doing Amazon. So I had some money to go towards that, build up my personal brands as well. And then literally it was late September.
Yeah.
He reached out, and then the rest is history.
Because that's the thing. Originally, because he was doing so much with Amazon, we had a service to help brands with Amazon. But we were kind of going through it, and it was like such a saturated market for us that we were just like kind of looking for new opportunities. And when I started kind of looking into TikTok Shop and the potential of it, I was like, why is no one, like, is there a reason no one's doing this? And then the fact that now it's like popping off even more, it's just like, we need to get into this.
Then I was testing with my brands on TikTok, seeing results. We were like, we've got to do something here. There's something more than just putting a brand on TikTok, selling products. There's got to be more what we can do, like with our professionalism, with our minds, you know what I mean? And just build something more.
And I mean, now we're at a point where we don't want to just be like another agency where we go to a brand. Like, for us, we're partners. Like, the people that our clients now, we're long-term partners of them. Like, we want to grow with them as a business. And I think that's a huge thing for businesses, because they don't just want another agency they're not going to speak to in 3 months. Like, we're kind of building that again with fulfillment partnerships and the partnership with TikTok. Like, we really.
So let's talk about that then. So in terms of the launch phase story, what led you up to becoming a TikTok partner? Like, how did you do it?
So to become a partner on TikTok, there's a load of red tape. You've got to answer all their scrutiny of questions. But literally, for some reason and somehow, we just got accepted. And we were just like, right, let's go with this now.
Yeah.
So there is a lot to it more, but if you really want to become a partner, you've got to
And I
you've got to have some sort of knowledge about e-commerce, marketing, the whole social media aspect of it. You've got to have that sort of base level knowledge, and they'll obviously take you on, sort of thing.
You need to have the game plan as well. I think for us, because it was kind of right timing as well, because the partnerships were coming out as quite a new thing for them.
Yeah.
So we kind of saw that straight away. Dave literally applied for it, and then I was just like, I was at university doing a lecture, and he was like, "We've just been accepted," and I was like, "No way."
Yeah.
And from that moment, we like got on a meeting with them straight away. Came up to London to speak to them.
Yeah.
Was at the office and
with like Dragon's Den, you had to like pitch and
well, that's
pretty almost. It's all online, so you didn't have to go into the building or anything. But literally, I was in Switzerland at a big networking event. A load of like entrepreneurs, everything like this, and even Martin Ford, the bodybuilder, was there as well.
Wow.
So we're networking with some good people. And then I had the email come through from TikTok, "You've been accepted." I was like, yes, come on. And then everyone's like, what's up, what are you doing? It's like, I've been accepted on TikTok partner. And everyone's like, well, what is that? Because they don't know. Because they're all about Amazon, Shopify, drop shipping.
It's the
the
fundamentals. And that's the thing at the moment, is the fact it's like, as I said before, persuading people that this is the new thing.
Yeah.
And I think people now are transitioning to the fact that it's not just a dancing platform anymore. Like you're seeing businesses like going like crazy viral from like garages, and they're just like, you would never expect a garage to be on TikTok, but they're the ones that are smashing out crazy. I know, I've just seen Bose, the way that they've just done their ad campaign. They literally had a guy talking about the back of his head, like making fun of the back of this person's head. It's like,
mad,
it looks better. Yeah, it's just all meme culture. These huge brands are now kind of taking the reins, but they're still not using TikTok Shop. All they need to do is literally open a shop, put that product on a brand. They've already got the exposure, and they would make a huge amount of money from it.
So do you think TikTok Shop is... So obviously TikTok is one of the fastest growing apps in history. I think like number 2 or something like that. Why do you think they opened up a TikTok Shop? Like what?
TikTok, the platform, obviously the owners of that are ByteDance, big, massive software company in China. So every business wants to make money. So how could they make money from the dawn of the age of dancing on TikTok, going viral? They're like, how can we make this a business? So they started with TikTok Shop, and literally they take 5%, which is very, very small. So this is how every business needs to make money. So they need to utilize the platform in a way, instead of just people posting silly memes and content.
And I feel like TikTok it's unique in a few ways actually, because it's kind of like a search engine if you think about it.
It is.
It's turned to that now.
It's turned into that, isn't it? Because it's based on what your interests are. It's not based on who you know. So it's not less social, more search content.
But even with when you talk about SEO and stuff like that, they are pushing towards that now. So there's this new feature where you're looking on people's videos, you can see at the top a search bar, and it will say the word. So they're really pushing towards the SEO side of things. So they're becoming like a whole entire platform. And the conversion side of things is really smart, because it's like you've got this huge amount of traffic, but it's all consumers. How do you then make this great? Okay, let's open a platform where sellers can now come on. So now they've got both sides of the spectrum, which are all just coming all together. Crazy, it's incredible. Man.
Crazy.
Yeah,
because we're obviously super new to TikTok, but I think our 6 or 7 posts hit like 700k.
Exactly.
Views. And I was like, this is crazy. So I went from 200 followers to 6k, whatever it is now.
And that's the potential, the fact that your videos having, like, if you're a brand, you could literally just be selling like a couple units a day, and then your one video goes viral, and then all of a sudden you have influencers reaching out for samples. So they're now advertising your product. You've got, and they're literally just asking for a free product most of the time. Because they get commission. So all of a sudden your brand can go from nothing to huge in a matter of a couple of weeks, which is huge. And I don't understand why a lot of brands aren't utilizing it more. So,
mad, isn't it?
The high street shops should be jumping on it.
We'll get onto that. So you guys in particular, you have like a fulfillment center. So how does it work then in terms of...
So exactly like the Amazon FBA route, you obviously send all your units into our fulfillment center. Obviously they pick it, pack it, ship it every time an order comes through. That's it, literally the same as Amazon. And we established this partnership a few weeks back, obviously at the Excel Centre. There was about 6 or 7 companies there, all doing fulfillment, but the one company that stood out is because they had the API already integrated for TikTok, and they were already doing it.
So
But
what is API for people that don't know?
so API is basically how orders go through to their software. So every time an order goes onto TikTok, it'll be picked up by their computer, and they'll see that and obviously ship it straight away. So they're the only company in the UK to do that as well.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and for us, it was huge for us because the moment we kind of mentioned TikTok to them, they were like, you could see their eyes kind of twinkling because they've been using it themselves already.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, again, I think it was the perfect timing meeting these people, because now, like, the fact that they've got so many clients that are wanting management and stuff like that, and like learning about TikTok, we've got people that we can send them. So it's just this, again, another great partnership that can work out long term.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
again, you don't want to be packing 5,000 orders. You want to be sending that off and working on your business.
Yeah, because I feel like it's kind of got under the radar, like as you guys said. Oh, it's quite interesting how we connected, actually, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I've obviously posted that TikTok, and then I think you guys commented on the post.
Dave,
Yeah. I was
What did you
doing the
say?
rounds of we do now fulfillment for TikTok, and that's when you reached out. We're like, yeah, sweet, let's do a podcast now.
Yeah,
So
I was
Yeah.
like,
good.
that's crazy. Because what I did, because I think you said no one's talking about TikTok Shop.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, let me see, and I checked YouTube, and I was like, no one in the UK is talking about TikTok Shop.
no one.
I was like, let me get these guys on, man, and find out what this opportunity is.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, like the next couple of years it's going to blow up. Like there's all the controversy about the US wanting to ban it.
Yeah.
For me personally, I was like, this is a great opportunity. We can get all the US brands for our fulfillment center, and we can start setting up shops within the UK,
Crazy.
because like whether we like it or not, TikTok is not leaving. It's going to be around for a very long time. So we better utilize it the best we can.
100%.
So, yeah.
And even European brands as well. We're working with a guy in the UK, but he's the UK distributor for a European company, and they're based in Germany. And obviously, TikTok Shop is not available in Europe.
Yeah.
So they're more than happy for, obviously, our client to get them onto the TikTok Shop and then start, obviously, selling the products.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
It's a whole new revenue stream that no one's utilizing.
Yeah.
And like you can basically, the great thing about TikTok Shop is you can see how many units they've sold.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, High Smile, huge teeth whitening brand, their UGC is incredible, and they're getting like hundreds of millions of views.
Yeah.
They're one of like probably 15 that I can point out on the platform that are doing in that niche. They've all got like over 30,000 sales.
Mad.
And it's probably, they've only set up, I mean, we were talking to a brand, the weighted hula hoop brands. Like they set up in August, and they like, I think I worked out they did like 1.3 million in sales. And that's not even them. So their page, no videos, all like PDFs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's because they've got influencers talking about their brand.
Yeah.
And the more that the video goes viral and the more the product goes viral, more people want to start advertising. So it just spreads like wildfire.
Crazy, isn't it? So if I'm, so say I'm starting from zero today.
Yep.
What was my journey from having no followers to having a following and to then making money off TikTok Shop? What's the process like?
So basically, obviously, you've got a product. Let's say you're selling this microphone. So you've got to base your content around the microphone, but keep it engaging. Obviously, consumer based. Don't just try and sell a microphone like, come and buy this for $12.99.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. So you've got to play with the algorithm, post at different times. So again, this is why me and Sam do well with clients, because we've sort of done that with my brands. So at the moment, when we get new clients in, they're just like hitting the ground running straight away.
Yeah.
So literally send your products. You can either send your products to us in our fulfillment center. So you take a hands-off approach. So it gives you more time to build on your content, or you fulfill the orders yourself, which can be time consuming.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much almost the process. Play with the algorithm, get content going, reach out to influencers, and then there you go.
Yeah.
And I think the main issue at the moment is all the brands that are on TikTok Shop. They're just, it's guesswork.
Okay.
Like, and for us, like we're trying to systemize an approach where you can jump on without having any idea and go through the reins and have step-by-step processes.
So you help with them with account management as well, or just like...
Yeah, so we're partnered when it comes to operational tutoring, which is teaching brands how to use the shop, and then the management. So we literally take care of the whole account for them.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
depends if, like, again, with clients, even the management clients, they still want to learn how to use the platform. So we can do both of them. We can teach them at the same time.
Crazy.
So yeah.
And you can see us actually on the platform. We're one of two that have been approved for both of these services.
Wow.
So yeah, we're
So you kind of
pretty
hit like a
established.
gap in the market then, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Blue ocean.
we are the first, because
Blue
I
ocean.
believe the other company that is promoting their account management,
Yeah.
they're more dedicated to the live streaming. So really, it's just us. I was looking the other day, and it is just us. So we've definitely hit a market.
So how are you going to like scale it up then? Because it's obviously going to blow up.
So bring in more clients, more brands, either teach them or look after their TikTok totally.
Wow.
And again, being on podcasts, doing our own content, just spreading the word, because the thing with TikTok, they're not running any ads like about this.
Yeah.
They do on the app, but they're not doing it on like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah.
They're just not doing it. They're just doing it on their platform where not many people pick up their videos either. So they're relying on us to spread that awareness.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard. Two guys trying to spread this whole awareness about a massive $100 billion company. And,
It's funny because every time I message you guys, like you're in a different country, like Singapore.
I was
Is it Bali you went to? Or something?
Bali.
That's the thing. Like, I'm there sat at university doing my dissertation. He's in Bali. I'm just like, man, come on. But that's the thing, like talking at the university, like I had a meeting with them because we want to set up a live stream studio within the campus and have students basically being on the live stream and promoting these brands. So it gives the students a chance to get experience within social media.
Yeah.
Because right now, as I said before, a lot of these journalism students, all they do is podcasts. So giving them, but then all of them are then switching to marketing and social media. So it gives them a huge opportunity. The university then gets an opportunity. And through that, they're basically saying, we need you to teach us how to use the platform from a university
It's so good that they brought you in, because I think a lot of unis are very reluctant to like try the new.
My university, they're so incredible. We're quite a small university, Marjan. And like I was speaking to the head of marketing and she's like, this needs to be done. And like she even wants to co-create a package which we can then go and sell to other universities. Like they see the potential of the new age, and that's why it's such a great university, and I want to work there and kind of work with them. Because
I always say, like when I was at uni, obviously I did a business degree for 3 years. Did okay. And basically it's, after a year, everything I'd learned was out of date. We didn't know anything about social media. I think nothing about like Facebook or how to use like online marketing.
And that's the issue. Like I had a bit of an argument with one of the PhD students that was taking our lecture, and I was just like, they're doing about CV writing, and I'm just like, this is not gonna, like, I understand this, but like I'm doing a business and entrepreneurship degree, and I'm having to like write about it instead of actually go and create a business. Which is, for me, it's such a backwards
I didn't learn anything about setting up a business.
And that's
teaching
the issue.
you the traditional mindset. Obviously, you know, the modern slavery, so we say. I think what's changing now is this whole, you know, Top G, Andrew Tate thing. Because he's been all over BBC, ITV, like this man's like a bad man, don't listen to him. In fact, the university should be actually listening to this, because this is the new age that is coming in. Like social media, the whole marketing, this needs to be taught within universities, colleges, whatever, because it's going to happen at some point.
And I can say now, I mean, Sam, the guy I mentioned before, he set up a course and it got over 10,000 members within like 6 months. That's 10,000 people that are not going to go to university now because they're making money. And
crazy.
Even like, because I said I'm doing the research on it, 67% of like SME owners don't think a degree is worth it.
Wow.
So for us, it's about working with the universities and being like, look, you need to start doing this now, otherwise you're going to go out of date. No one's going to want to come to you. Man. That's why apprenticeships are such a big thing, because people are looking for experience.
Because I think I've learned more for YouTube than I did for my degree.
Absolutely, man.
So much more.
Well, that's what I deferred last year to focus on the online world. And I learned way so much, like, and it's helped my degree. Like, I'm getting great grades now, but you kind of realize how backwards the system is. And
so, like, I like to kind of find out a bit more about what made you so driven in terms of setting up a business. Was there like anything you went through when you were younger, or?
I mean, for us, I mean, I'm from like a council estate, like ex-council estate, whatever. And it was always about money. I mean, it's people say, oh, you care way too much about money. But when you're having bailiffs turn up on your door and all that kind of stuff, man, like.
That's all you can think about.
And then like, even with like my brother, he was like 14, having to give my parents his paper round money to help him out. Like for that kind of stuff, like me, like, growing up as a young age, I'm always like driven now. Like I need to, like, my main thing as soon as I hit it is pay my parents' mortgage off. Like I can just tell them, we have this running joke in the family, like they're like, when are you going to pay it off? And I'm just like, just wait.
Next year.
And I think it's happening a lot more, especially with the cost of living. People aren't wanting to go into work because they know, what, I'm going to work 40 hours this week and get minimum wage when I can do 10 hours this week and smash out a lot of money. Like it's shifting completely, and you can see it in how the culture is. And how everyone's now trying to make an agency and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
14-year-olds at this point trying to make money.
So do you think that gave you the work ethic then? Like,
Yeah, I
the
mean, my
ambition?
dad's a very like, he's an honest man. And he'll always like, as long as you're working hard, as long as you're pushing for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 older brothers as well, which are like very high end and they've got great jobs. So for me, it's always about upping them.
Oh, is it?
I always see it as I always see things as competition.
You're the youngest, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the favorite, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always see it as like trying to outdo other people, and
Yeah.
I've always got these huge major dreams that like, and that's why I saw it in Dave, the fact that he's kind of doing like, he's a couple years ahead of me in that stage, and the fact we can kind of come together and kind of build this, I was like, this is like the next
That's
step.
sick.
Yeah.
Did you have any like hardships when you were younger, or like anything that made you so
Probably
driven?
not when I was younger, but you know, coming from military background, I was always driven anyway. So in terms of, you know, when I set up my business, you know, a couple of years back, I remember it was pissing down with rain. I was sat in the lorry ready to do my delivery. And I was like, I've got to get fucking soaking wet now. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. It's freezing cold. And I've got to go take all these crates off the back. It's like, I've had enough. And that was it. That was my turning point. And I just clicked.
Yeah.
I went in the next day and I went, I'm going to leave. And my, you know, transport manager was like, no, you're not, Dave. See you tomorrow. Come back the next day, handed my notice in. I was like, I'll be gone in 2 weeks. I'll give you that 2-week grace.
Yeah.
And literally that was it. I went and brought a van.
Yeah.
Got a contract with, you know, sofa delivery company. I was doing that for 2.5 years, along with building my e-commerce businesses, because that I literally just reinvested into all my e-commerce stuff, the marketing, everything like that, and then closed that business, made some good cash, and now literally we're full-time online now. So,
And I mean,
go on.
I was going to say, I've worked in the hospital since I was 16 as a housekeeper.
Wow.
And a big thing that I always saw is these people that got joined at 16 and then they're still there when they're 40, 50 years old.
Yeah.
And they're miserable. Like, they're miserable. And for me, that was another thing. I was just like, I can't be. And you see how it is in the hospital, like how it is nowadays. Like, it has gotten so bad.
So, yeah.
And like, that's like the shift of how that is for us, like seeing it in person and like how you kind of see that stuff. For me, that was a huge thing. I was just like, this cannot be me. Like,
But a lot of people just accept their current reality and think this is what I'm worth, and that's it. Like,
and that's.
I used to work at so my first job after uni was worked at Sainsbury's doing the night shift, which was 10 to 7. So,
Great graduate job, I see.
yeah. Uni paid off, and then so basically the guy on my aisle, he was about 45, I think. He was doing the night shift with me, so 10 to 7.
Yeah.
I think he'd go home, sleep for 3 hours, and then go back to working at a corner shop all day.
Jesus.
So he ended up having about 4 or 5 hours sleep a day. He was doing this 6 days a week.
Yeah. I mean, a guy called Gideon, he basically put all of his kids through university. He worked 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, every single day. And they literally got to the point now he's 66 years old and they're like forcing him to retire because he's like, go home, like enjoy your life. And he's like, I just love it. Like, certain people are like that, like they're driven to just work.
Yeah.
But I feel like more and more people now are just like, they don't want to work in that kind of environment. I mean, yeah.
And I think you have to do stuff. You can't just rely on like a normal day job. Really.
Not anymore now.
You're not making enough money to like, especially in London, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Like you just can't really get what you need to get to. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, like every day I'll go out, do my deliveries, everything like that. It's like I'm paying my boss like to have a good life. Like when is it my time to have a little bit of the cake? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's what switched my brain as well. Just like them emotions of like I'm doing this at £10 an hour.
Yeah.
For someone else who's probably gaining an extra £5 and there's 100 employees all doing this. Like, how can I do that myself?
Yeah.
So that was my ambition as well, just to get out the rat race.
Yeah. And I think I'm sure your military background has helped you like persist through things.
Yeah.
Because I think the thing with entrepreneurship is nothing's certain. So it's all like, it's like hopes and dreams until it actually happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to just fight through the wind, really.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing that helped you with like.
Yeah. Like, for me, like, I never burnt my bridges with like any employee. So I've had like many jobs, but I didn't leave on bad terms. So if I did come under any hardship, I always had a backup plan. And again, just being disciplined, showing up on time, being presentable, just basic admin for your personal self, just to, you know, chin up, chest out, feel good about what you're doing, even though you're getting paid peanuts, but just put in the effort. And you will be rewarded at some point, but you do have to then go, this is reality. No one's going to build my dream. And you just got to come to a point in your life and just go, right, this is it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, and I think for me it was like the other end of the spectrum because I'm still young, I'm a dreamer and stuff like that. So I've always told my parents like, "Oh, I'm going to pay your mortgage off." Like I had no idea how I was going to do it, and the thing for me that was the fact that I was like, I kept on saying that, and I like, but then I wasn't doing the work to put it in. But again, it's the mindset shift. Like meeting Dave was a huge thing because the days that I was being like lazy or I was doing stuff like that, Dave was like, "No, let's get on with it now. Let's get on with it." And for me, that was a huge moment in my life where I was just like, right, if I actually want to have this life I always talk about and tell everyone, I need to actually do it. And I think the big thing for me was to stop telling everyone what I was doing. I mean, like I was all in that uni lifestyle, you know how it is. And I was just looking around myself. I was like, I don't want to be here. Like I was just going out drinking all the time and like was wasting all my money. And I was like telling people, "Oh yeah, give me a couple of weeks and I'll be like earning money. We can go on holiday." And until you actually like put in the work and actually have someone to kind of like, "Right, you need to kind of do this now." Like, it's all great saying it, but until you actually start putting the action in.
Because I think being like an entrepreneur is it's kind of trendy now, isn't it? Like everyone talks about it, but actually doing it is not easy. Like
not at all.
No.
It's a battle you need to be ready for.
Yeah, and I think that's what people don't understand. Like they see the trendy lifestyles, unfortunately, with the influencers, a lot of them rent out houses and cars and they say, "Yeah, join and buy my course," and they don't have the experience. But it's about kind of sifting and filtering through those people and finding people that are genuine and like they've done it and they've got years of experience because those are the people you need to be listening to.
100%.
Yeah.
So in terms of like success skills for like people that want to be entrepreneurs, I think something that you guys seem to be really good at is networking.
Yeah, 100%.
How are there any tips on how you network and meet, like you connect with people?
For one, simple DM. You know what I mean? This is how we met. So a simple DM could go a long way. Just don't spam the same question to everyone and go through like a big list of people who you follow and expect them to DM you back. It doesn't work like that. But again, LinkedIn is a real good one. It's a professional platform. You're going to get some good you're speaking to the right people, shall we say. And again, just doing things on a personal level, face to face. We're down here in London this weekend again at the Excel event, shaking hands, hello. We're official TikTok partners. Do you want to put your brand, obviously, onto TikTok?
It's about making that shift. I mean, for me on LinkedIn, it's crazy because I had this little system when I was kind of learning myself where I'd say to these people that were like 10, 15 years in front of me, and I was saying, if you can mentor me and I can ask you some questions, when I'm successful, you can tell me who I have to do this for, and that'll give me someone to mentor. For that for them, it's like passing down their knowledge, and that's going to be rejuvenated. And I had so much success with that. And for me, like building the network, like law firms, I'm not just focusing on just marketing. I'm focusing on every single industry because you never know when you might need to, like the thing that we always talk about is connecting two people together. Like
literally.
You see two problems and we go, great, cool, you two come together. But again, LinkedIn, you can do that. And it's just like, that's becoming more content creation now as well.
100%,
so
yeah. Content's crazy. And I feel like with networking, providing value first is always a good way to
and
do
authenticity, like as you said about DMs and stuff like that. The plague at the moment is the fact that you, as you said, with your e-commerce businesses, they're just spamming out as many messages as possible. The moment I basically stopped that and started like reaching out to them and giving them value, you start meeting people that you would never be able to meet because it's like I always say, give them value 3 times and then ask for something, because that's something for them. They don't have time to be speaking to every single person. So if you're helping them out, so there's a guy on Twitter, I literally manually went through 1,900 of his tweets to see if there was it took me 16 hours. I was on like an ADHD focus, man. It was not fun, but I
didn't speak to me for like 16 hours. Where you at, man?
And I just went on this tangent, and I realized about like how many threads you should be doing per quarter, like replies and stuff like that. And for him, that's really valuable. So
crazy.
That kind of stuff, you need to start going like the extra mile, because you'd be so surprised how like half-assed so many people are doing it. So the moment you start putting in the value, as you say, like you're just going to stand out.
That's the thing with LinkedIn. You don't go on there to sell. You put value on there, because then people will see you as the expert in that field. So the more you start connecting, the more your connections start growing. They'll start seeing your posts, liking it, and going, let's start TikTok. Well, we know a guy, we follow him. And that's when they reach out. So never sell, just offer the value. Even with your content on TikTok. Don't try and just sell.
It's true. And then also people don't like to be sold to, do they?
No.
Well, you see it on TikTok, as soon as you know it's a brand, you just scroll up.
So imagine someone walking up in the street with your microphone and go, buy this. They'd be like, no, go away.
Yeah,
man.
How
yeah,
great
yeah.
is
You
this
know what I mean?
market? Like, it's like that's the thing. I feel like all these different like industries, like sales now is huge. Like the fact that all these business owners, like they don't know how to do sales, so it's about integrating sales and like trying to like kind of under the radar sell people. The fact that you'll
Yeah.
say, look at this incredible product, or
Yeah, yeah,
as I
yeah.
said, bows, like they're talking
Yeah.
about the back of people's heads, but they're advertising their product. People
Yeah,
then
yeah,
go
yeah.
and buy that product because of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it's about being techie with it, and it's a new age of selling because people don't like
Crazy.
being sold to, as you say.
It's not even sales, is it? It's more like marketing now.
Yeah,
It's just straight
Yeah.
marketing.
yeah,
Like if they see, as you said, a mic on a podcast that they watch and they like, they're more likely to buy it rather than you saying buy this mic.
exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
absolutely, man.
So where do you think like the future of like TikTok Shop is going to be then? Where do you think it's heading to in the next few years?
It's going to be a snowball effect. As soon as I feel like in the next 3 years, as soon as the big brands start and the big retailers start making that shift,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's when it's going to be huge. Because right now you see like a lot of like SMEs and medium businesses kind of getting on there, getting success, and then they're like, great, we're at like a decent level now.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start seeing these huge brands that have already got the traffic on their TikTok accounts using Shop,
Yeah.
that's when it's going to be crazy, man.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a huge snowball effect. And whoever's in it now is going to be like, as I said, Amazon 2007 when it was just coming out, like
Yeah, it's
with the
mad,
FBA
isn't it?
system.
It's
Like
actually huge.
it's going to be a long-term thing, and of course, it's going to be so many changes. It's like
Yeah.
such a dynamic marketplace, but
Yeah.
it's still going to be going up no matter what. So
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge, man.
Sick. And I want to get into like how do we so say I started today.
Mhm.
How do I find my first product? How do I decide what type of content I'm going to put out? Because that's where I'm starting at, and that for me will be overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah, so you know, the product wise, look a bit closer to home. So it could be your day job, it could be a carpenter, bricklayer. What tools do you use every day that could be improved? Say, okay, I'll use a trowel, but I want a pencil at the end of it,
Yeah.
so I can mark off, you know, little marks.
Yeah.
Okay, go to manufacturer. Can you add a pencil on the end of this? You know what I mean? So you never know, obviously, what sort of products are out there. But again, look at hobbies. Like if you're into football, basketball, whatever, is there anything you can build a clothing brand, something like this?
Yeah.
Or something that's quirky, not seen before? Alibaba's a great place, but it's not the only place.
Yeah, I
So-
think
Yeah.
people think that they're going to get one product, make that product, and then they're going to become millionaires. Like
Yeah.
most of the time, like as you said, you've tested and tried like so many different
Yeah.
products. You tried selling everything,
Yeah.
but once you've kind of had a bit of success and like had that, I feel like with the videos,
Yeah.
the way that we do it is going on competitors and seeing what they're doing. Like, okay, they're absolutely smashing it. What are they doing? Looking at the hooks,
Yeah.
because as Shireen will say later, like the video breakdowns, like you need to look into these small segments because as there's scroll points, for example, where people are most likely to scroll. So on TikTok, on the analytics, you can see where people come off the videos. You can see the retention. So for example, if people are scrolling after 1 second, you know your hook isn't good enough. But if they're kind of going after about 15 seconds, you know, okay, great, the introduction's good, but they're not interested after a while. So
Yeah.
it's always about kind of quicking, changing things, kind of working with it. And again, it's going to be different for everyone. So yeah.
And I know because I used to do Amazon FBA back in the day, and we used to look at like just kind of really products that are doing well and check the reviews and see what the issues were with that product.
Yeah.
And then refining it and creating a better version of the products that are already
Yeah.
selling.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of tagging onto existing demand and improving an existing product.
Exactly. There's so many ways to do it. It's just about like, because that's the thing nowadays. People are just doing it for the money. They're not doing it like, and then they kind of get some success and then they dip straight away because they're just like they have no passion in it. Like
That is such a good point,
Yeah.
because that's something I've always struggled with. Like I
Yeah.
always chased the money,
Yeah.
and not really found the success that I wanted to. But then when I started this podcast, obviously there's no money in the podcast. I just
but it's
want
something you love.
it's
So.
something I love. I love talking to
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, and it's a passion that potentially can make me money, but that's not the primary reason for me doing it.
Yeah, and that's the same with me. Like I'm the biggest example of that. Like when I was struggling for rent, like back in January and stuff like that. Like,
Oh.
and like we're just like the money will come. Just like we just got to be patient with it because you can either get short-term cash now, or you can build that long-term like wealth. And I think for me, it's about building that patience because
Yeah.
if I was just like kind of just going for, I want this money now, I'm just going to do a half-ass job of it
Yeah.
because it's not going to be something I'm building. Like we've built the foundations with the people because we know that long term, 5-10 years time, it's going to be where it's going to cash out. And that's what I think the plague is now, is everyone wants to quick now, we need to see it now, kind of results in 3 months, become millionaires. It's not realistic.
But that's what you see on social media, isn't it?
It's because it gets, again, it's impulsivity. If
It
I can
is,
make £10,000 in a month's time, great. Like that's what gets people to buy.
Oh man, I've tried so many of these little side hustles or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
make 10K in a month. Like none of it works.
Yeah.
Like, get rich quick schemes
Yeah.
do not exist. So,
Yeah.
you know, all these influencers that are flashing big cars, money, houses, they've had to go through a journey at some point. They've not just picked up their phone, posted one bit of content, and that's it. The whole world's changed.
Yeah.
They've got to go through a process, and it may take a few months. It could take a couple of years, a decade.
Yeah.
But you've got to understand, you've got to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
That end result and goal, it will come, but enjoy that part first before you even consider thinking about
And
at the very
I
end.
literally challenge anyone on this podcast to do 6 months. Don't try and make any money and just literally just learn something you love and then build from that and network with people in the same industry. Because like Gary Vee said, he literally he was in the industry for 15 years before he became Gary Vee. And that's because he then was building his own knowledge and he was building everything up so that when he came to actually talking about it, he was at a stage where he was able to talk about it and come from a position of, okay, I can do this now. And that's what so many people are doing. They're like doing 3 months worth of work and then going, oh, this is not working. Let's move on to the next thing. It's like, give it 5 years, man. Like you'll see some results. It's just about consistency.
Yeah.
And that's one thing no one likes to do.
Yeah,
nowadays.
a lot of people are too quick to give things up. You know what I mean? Like within my network, a lot of people DM me going, this ain't working, that ain't working. They're very quick to be negative.
Like
But you got to stick to it. And again, it all comes down to personal discipline.
Yeah.
Like how disciplined are you to see this through and possibly see the results at the end? Is there a result? Who knows? You need to do the baseline, build the foundations, build all the credibility towards your brand, your marketing.
Yeah.
People are just too quick to go, nope, it's not working. And
Well, I mean,
we
we had the difficult conversation before the event where like we weren't making money and we were like, we had to have the decision like, oh, we're going to quit here. And for us, we're just like, no, if we quit now, we're always going to have the what ifs.
Yeah.
So for us, it was like, let's just see this through. Let's keep going and we'll eventually see progress. Like if you keep doing something over and over again, eventually something's going to work.
Yeah.
It's just about being conscious about going, okay, this isn't working and kind of tweaking it as you go, not just going, oh, this isn't working. Let's completely shift. I remember I started out in the business world. I was selling on Depop. I was buying wholesale vintage clothes and selling it on Depop. And I had great kind of success with it. But then it was like, I got bored of it straight away because I was passionate about it. So it's kind of, oh no, switch. You kind of, and that's the thing, like, again, with the TikTok kind of bringing that in, it's all about impulsivity. No one's got attention spans anymore. It's the same with business. They want, again, quick results, which just isn't realistic in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting because you guys are like in that startup phase, isn't it? Where you're just before you've really taken off.
Yeah.
So you're currently experiencing that hard phase now, right?
Yeah, we're going through the emotions, the stepping stones of building our relationship with TikTok, our fulfillment center, everything. But now we're bringing on clients. We've gone from this to a vertical leap all of a sudden, and now it's kind of like
it's the perfect storm.
Damn,
we've done it. And for me, it's even stressful because I've got my dissertation as well at the same time. So it's like you're in two minds about it. I was literally saying to my brother, who's like doing his PhD, very much into the university life. He's like, "Oh, I'll just see it through," and I'm like, it's for me. I just don't see the value in it when I'm like building a business and it's like popping off and it's going crazy. But then you have to do a dissertation and write about it. It's just like,
I know what you mean.
For me, that's just a huge thing, and it's just like the perfect storm. So many different things are happening at the same time now. And it's just,
then like for me, I'm old school, so left school, straight in the military, got a job afterwards. Obviously teaming up with Sam, and then he's in university, and now he's got a few big weeks ahead of him, obviously final dissy and all that, and he's saying I want to quit. I'm like, no, don't quit. You've gone all this way through. Like I know where you're at. I was there with my business, so just in life, just relax, finish what you're doing, always see something through, because who knows what that might bring at the end of it.
And it's about having those people around you that will push you, because as I said, on my own, it's just like, oh, okay, I can give up now. Like, but if you've got someone kind of being there, like, nah, you're not giving up. Like, let's just see it through. And like, for me, that's huge, because now that we have seen it through, it's like, okay, now it's just go time.
We hold each other accountable, like, very well. Like, if he's having a bad time, I'll pick him up. Vice versa. And if I want to get work done, like, he's there ready. Vice versa. So again, holding each other accountable. that's building the perfect partnership. If someone's lazy in your group,
Yeah.
you're not going to have them.
You're only as strong as your
Yeah.
weakest member, isn't it?
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the military mindset.
Yeah, it's all
It
coming
works
out,
though.
mate.
He
It's
gives
good,
me the
man.
tough love sometimes, and like obviously my dad again is the tough lover. He's always said, "I'll always be honest with you."
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like I kind of see that in Dave, where it's like, okay, I inspired by my dad, so I'm inspired by him as well.
Yeah.
Because in those moments where you're like, oh, I just want to kind of just chill out for a week and just not. He's like, nah, you need to be on this.
And that's
Keep
funny
going.
about my dad as well. In January, when closed the business, I kept on telling him, "I've got some money. It's fine. I can last a little bit. You've not had a wage come in. Like you've not had a wage come in for 3 months now. What are you gonna do, son? It's like I'm building a business. It takes time.
Yeah.
And then like since February, since we got approved for TikTok, bringing on clients now, he's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll keep stum now. You've done it, son.
Yeah.
And I really want to say it. I told you so,
Yeah.
but
And I think the thing my
some
dad always
respect.
said to me was, "Prove me wrong."
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
that's
prove me
again, as I
wrong.
said, like
Yeah.
I've always wanted to outdo people. He said, "Prove me wrong," because he's always there, like, "But what happens if it doesn't work out?" I'm like, "It's gonna work out." He's like, "But what happens if it doesn't?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's like, "Just prove me wrong," and I'm like, "Okay, I will." And like, I think he does it on purpose to kind of drive me, push me forward.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like
I'm quite like that because I like being an underdog.
Yeah.
So I used to be I was actually a national swimmer when I was younger.
oh well,
Okay.
And whenever I go into a race, people would always be like, I like to go into the faster races where people expect me to lose.
Yeah.
And I love proving people wrong or just beating them.
it's just a better feeling than that.
Yeah, it just drives me differently.
Yeah.
It puts a real gas in a tank, so to
Yeah,
speak. When someone's like, "That's not going to work," like, okay, I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah.
It will work, and I will
Yeah.
get it done.
And I think, do you think with the swimming that kind of has helped you now? Because
100%,
Yeah.
man. The discipline of training, a bit like
Yeah.
you with the
Yeah.
military, like you can't give up, and it's not relying on when you're motivated. Like even if you don't want to do it, you still have to push through.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
discipline is something that I've learned from swimming. Definitely.
yeah, I feel like there's so many walks of life that you can see in entrepreneurship. It's just about kind of developing those skills and
Yeah,
honing
yeah,
them
yeah.
towards kind of building businesses. But
100%.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool. So so in terms of like the journey from zero to whatever
Yeah,
you make on
absolutely.
TikTok, so you start looking at your passion basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can obviously kind of do if you want to get some quick success, that's cool. Like, just don't see it as a long term. Like drop shipping, for example, it's not a long term business model. It can help you learn about the industry.
Yeah.
But I'd say, like, literally learn for 6 months. If you're completely zero, you've never done it before, learn before you do. Because if you're just doing and like, you're like, ooh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, people say, like, you should learn and then do action, then learn and do action. Like, always completely doing that. But I really feel like you need to have that foundation there so it's
100%.
solid, so that you have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
So then once you've got the product, let's say you've got a great product, you've had a bit of success with it and you want to move to TikTok Shop, it's then about the content creation.
Yeah.
And then it's, again, the thing about TikTok is there's a marketplace for influencers. So you can literally reach out to influencers on the marketplace and say, would you like to do my brand? Like if you have a bit of budget, obviously it's going to help. You can say to these influencers, we can pay you to influence.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as they've got your product in their hands, they can go on live streams. They can do as many videos as they want with it.
Yeah.
And then it's just about just letting them do it then. And it's just managing at that point. And even then you can get UGC content. So they can create content for your business. So there's so many ways to do it. Again, all I have to do if I want to start a business is use this thing to set up an account, set up a shop, and then literally create content. They think that you need, like these businesses, they think you need a huge production studio and like thousands and thousands of pounds. It's like, no, just get a phone and start recording. Like, don't record it from a business point of view, record it from a consumer. Like, oh, this isn't my brand. This is a brand I bought off. Even though you've got 1,000 units in your garage. It's about kind of tricking people into thinking, like, oh, this is someone just talking about their brand. Like, it looks good. I could use this. I'll buy it. And they just click on the link straight away there.
Yeah.
Shop comes up and then they buy it straight away.
The barrier's so low, man. It's crazy. But I think the important thing is building up your own audience and content, isn't it? And following.
And that's something you've obviously had success with. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's great having 1 million followers, but you have to have a community within that following.
Yeah.
So out of that 1 million, it could only be 10% that are real. They watch your videos about what you're talking about every single day.
Yeah.
So you might only be talking to 10% of that. And then again, if they're going to buy a product off you, reduce that down again to 10%, all the way into they get to the purchase. They've got to go through clicking that link, another 10%. Adding to cart, another 10%. So the numbers come down. But if you've got that community within that 1 million following, then you're set
You're
up.
building that trust, aren't you?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
building a reputation, a rapport with people,
Yeah.
connecting with people on a personal level.
Yeah.
So you're not just there being a salesman, come buy my products.
Yeah.
You're there talking about like your own personal experiences and possibly speaking to people on a personal level where they
Yeah.
feel like, I really like this guy, I'm going to buy his product.
Yeah,
Like, that's how
100%,
you
yeah.
need to be, man.
And I always say, like, you're shouting to the general view and you're whispering to your audience. Like, you might create content will get you millions of views, but then you need to create content which is going to nurture those views into conversions.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of brands are doing. They're just not making that sales pipeline go through. They're just trying to make videos and see what happens. Like, they're not really refining, okay, how can we get the views to come in and build that followership? But how can we then have them converting? So a big thing we saw on Instagram was the Instagram giveaways. It's like, oh, you'd get tons of followers, but no one's going to buy from you because they just want free stuff. So, and then they're like, oh, but we've got 100,000 followers. Why is no one buying our stuff? It's like, because they just want free stuff. They're not there to buy from you. And like, there's no personal connection.
Building that relationship, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Because that then builds a recurring buyers. Like one of our clients, like they've been in that industry for a long time, and like they built it out of for them their own progress. And they talk about their own progress. So like when people buy it, they're resonating with that buyer, like with the seller, which is so much more bigger. And like building that in a community, as you say, that's going to be huge. And
100%.
like, would you rather have 10,000 people that are going to see your videos and be like, no, or 100 people that are going to buy it every single month?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's
quality, isn't it? So I want to touch on, have you seen any like major success stories that you think is quite inspirational for people to follow related to TikTok Shop?
Yeah, well, I briefly mentioned it earlier. It was about the hula hoop brand. And as I said, they didn't have much of a social following themselves, but it's the fact that a lot of you see it kind of, the products go viral, the brand doesn't go viral. So the product just went crazy. And they, as I said, in like 6 months, 1.3 million in sales. Another one that we're watching at the moment is a teeth whitening brand, and he's going live every single day. He's posting consistently every single day, and I've watched him go from like 10 sales, and you can see the sales going up from the day. This month he's on like over 800 now. So, and I messaged him about saying, "Oh, do you want to do the fulfillment?" And he was like, "This is my full-time job now. I want to see where it goes." Wow. So it's looking at these brands that, and like as he said, he just quit his job to do this full-time, and now he's literally selling full-time. And that's like, I've seen and watched it over the last month, and that's like, if you're doing it and executing it properly, it's going to work for you.
Yeah.
It's the issue that we're seeing. It's like there's so many sellers on the platform, but they're just not doing it right. They're just doing it half-assed, as I said. But then you see someone who's like, all right, we're going to do this consistent. We can do it properly. And then you see the growth just explode.
So what's the formula then? Do you think what like things that he's done differently that made
I think it's the whole TikTok Shop aspect of going live as well. So it's not just about posting great content. Okay, a few of your videos might flop, but by going consistently live every day, that's what helps build that personal relationship with your audience as well. So it's not like you're seeing a product on the shelf and there's no one behind it. You're actually seeing that person talk about the product, use it, demonstrate it, and seeing a product do all these things right in front of your face. That's what helps get that purchase.
For me personally, I see it as like a funnel. So your content creation on your page, you're trying to bring as many people as possible to your page. The lives are then you're sitting down with those people, and then you're converting. That's because on that live, you can literally, there's people from influencers that like buy this right now kind of thing, like literally shouting at people to buy it, to someone doing a bit more subtly, the one I just spoke about. He's talking about the product, his teeth are pearly whites, like beautiful smile, and like people want that. And then again, like people in the comments, they're talking about the product. I've just bought these, they're amazing. So whilst the lives are going, there's a social proof happening in front of their eyes. So they're like, if it's working for those 600 people, it's going to work for me too.
But you know what? Going live is scary.
It's scary, but it's got to be done.
What if you fumble? What if you drop the product?
What happens if you fumble? You fumble. If you just laugh about it and go, sorry guys, I don't do lives. Like that's the big like misconception. Like Shireen mentioned, like you just got to kind of just do it every day consistently. And like over time, you are going to get better. Like,
you got to get out your comfort zone. Like,
that's it.
Everyone loves being behind a desk and going, I'm building a big business. But if you're going to go on TikTok Shop and do all the lives, you got to be able to express yourself and talk about a product or yourself for an hour or two and have it all come off the tongue very naturally. And some people don't really like that. So again, this is why we're building the studio with the university. So brands that are not comfortable doing that,
we can get
we can do that.
People my age talking about these brands.
But
again, it's like Dave, like we did a day of content creation where we're going around just doing videos, and he was like, I hate being here. Like, he just hated the fact that he was in front of a camera. I was like, mate, just chill. You're talking to me, you're not talking to the camera. And like, I think once you get past the fact that you're talking to people and stuff, like, you just like, I don't care now. Like, if I mess up, you mess up. It doesn't, like, what, you're gonna, someone's gun to your head, like, no. It's like, they're not.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna say the wrong word and mess up your words, and everyone's gonna say, oh, well, screw this, we're boycotting this brand. No, it's just, you just be yourself, as Shireen says, and people are going to resonate with that.
Because, you know, obviously I'm quite new to this content creation stuff.
Yeah.
But if you ask any of my friends and family, it's the last thing they'd think I'd be doing.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, when I first started, I was so nervous of what people are going to think about me. But as soon as I put it out, I realized, hold on, no one really is analysing you the way you'd analyse yourself.
Yeah.
And
like,
the people that are analysing you, they probably just sat like doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why they're analysing you is because they've got time to do it. 'Cause they're not doing anything else.
Getting jealousy.
Yeah, and that's like, as long as you've got that core fundamental group around you and like you're focused on building that, like nothing else should matter to you.
So I truly think that anyone can be a content creator. I feel like anyone's able to be.
Yeah,
like
TikTok's shown that.
That's it.
Like, as I said, the garages, all the way from garages to people that potentially would never be in front of a camera, they're now huge TikTok stars. Like, it gives a platform to the people that don't normally have a platform. And I think that's why TikTok Shop is such a great thing, because it gives the potential for these small businesses that don't have a lot of money to all of a sudden overnight go crazy and be a success.
Yeah, 100%.
But from that, again, it's just about building something where you're going to teach these people, okay, you've had some success, this is what you need to do. Because right now, again, with the shipping times, they have that success and then they've got, great, I've just sold 5,000 units, but oh my God, I have to pack 5,000 units in 10 days shipping time, and just like, it just overwhelms them.
Yeah.
And then they start getting bad reviews and all that stuff. It's like the drop shipping method. Like, that's the why no one wants to do it.
But then come to you and you can do the whole thing for them.
Yeah, and it's more about just teaching people how to do it from the start. And like, that's why we're working with the universities, because they were saying to us, they're like, no one on our team wants to work here. No, sorry, not work here. No one on the team wants to learn about TikTok. We don't know anything about it. Like, we need someone to come in and learn about it.
There's nowhere to go for it.
Yeah, and even like the research I'm doing in the dissertation, there's such an appetite for social media usage in TikTok, but they just don't have the knowledge to do it. They don't have the money to do it. And that's why it's just about making sure that you're teaching people the correct way, so that they're like, okay, we've had some success, and then like you're gradually scaling it through the process as you would with a normal business.
So in terms of the business, what's your 5-year goal? Where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you see as like the future for you guys?
We'll probably have by then we'll have the university set up.
Absolutely,
that'll be running, you know, self-sustaining. We'll have employees, shall we say, running that whole aspect. We'll be bringing on more clients, just basically spreading the awareness of TikTok Shop. That's what it's going to be the next 3 years. Then 2 years after that, we will see high street shops coming to us, because we're so early in the stages of this whole process, of the whole build-up. They are going to come to us. We're the only ones in the UK that are doing it.
It's the fact of as I said before at the start, everyone's new to this, so it's a gold rush to find out how to do it the best way. So what we kind of doing it differently is the fact that we're like, how can we systemize this so that we can replicate it? And that's why for the content creation and like everything, we're trying to make it a comprehensive package. So it's like, we can do the business, Shireen can teach the content creation. So they're getting all aspects of it. They're not just learning about the shop and then going, well, what about the other 10 things I need to do? We're trying to make a system so that, okay, I can come onto the platform and I can build it in step-by-step process. And then you're going to see success. And then again, 5 years from now, I reckon we'll have the university partnership done by the end of this year, like in fully fledged, because we're in talks now about doing that probably over summer. The live stream studio, that's another thing which can then be replicated. And it's just things that we can modularize and systemize so that we can replicate it over and over and over again. And then it's just about scaling it. And of course, I feel like there's going to come to a stage where we're going to need outside help from people that have done it before. But until we get to that stage, it's all about service delivery. Like, how can we make our clients as much money as possible? Like, that's like, for us, like, we don't make any money from that most of the time. But it's about showing people like, right, we can absolutely blow up this brand. And then that's when we can then go, all right, we can start charging now. Now we've got the proof of concept, we can then be like, okay, let's go again. And that's when the high street brands will come in. And that's where all the big brands will start kind of going. And you kind of see that the shift, like the smaller businesses will start moving to TikTok Shop. And then you'll start seeing all the bigger brands going, hang on a minute, what's this new TikTok Shop? But that'll be in 2 years' time.
It'll be too late.
And then at that stage, like all the smaller businesses have kind of established and it's leveled out the market a little bit. But right now it's just a blue ocean. And if you're doing it correctly and you're consistent with it, like
It just reminds me so much of Amazon, which is probably, what was that, 90s maybe?
yeah, well that's
Yeah,
why I say
but,
the FBA system came out in 2006 or 7.
Yeah.
So it's like literally being told about Amazon FBA
At the
in
beginning.
2008.
Yeah.
And of course then like the people that started in 2008 and they carried on now, what's that, like what, 15 years now?
Yeah.
So like imagine, so that's again, I'm not thinking how are we going to make money this year.
Yeah.
I'm thinking how are we going to be established in 15 years time to be the market dominator where we're literally the top and people come to us as the experts.
Mad.
And that's kind of what we see.
Yeah, you guys are smashing it, man. Like, I know you're at the beginning of your stage, your journey, but the amount of things you've achieved already is amazing. Really
Yeah,
inspirational.
like we did say like we've been at it for 6 months, but probably like there 4 of them months have been the Amazon stuff, and then as soon as we got the partnership with TikTok, so ideally it's been like 3 months, and we're already talking to universities, talking to clients, bringing them on. We're going to events and talking to more people, spreading the awareness. So really, our journey is very new, but we're ahead of a lot of people at the moment because they
That's the way
can't
that we've come about
they
it.
can't get past that barrier
Yeah.
to be accepted
Yeah.
on the platform officially.
Yeah.
Only a few people have done it, and I believe we're ahead of the game at the moment.
So can you give me any numbers? Like, what do you think your TikTok shop business will be worth in 5 years? Like, what's the...
Ooh, 5 years. I want to aim for like at least 10 million. Like I reckon I said to myself I'm going to be
Just in revenue, probably.
yeah, like
Not revenue, commissions.
yeah, sorry, like for me I like people say like how much do you want to make it 10 grand a month? Like no, I want to make 100 million. Like I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know eventually I'll get there.
Yeah,
And that's like the mindset again. I don't know, I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time before it happens.
We're just enjoying the wave at the minute.
Yeah.
We're just rolling with it.
Yeah.
Even TikTok are giving us like their knowledge and they're passing it down to us. They can't pass that knowledge on to like consumers or individuals. They have to pass it on to us so we spread that awareness.
Okay.
So we're the first persons to know what's coming, what's going to be implemented in a year or two. So it's going to be mad journey.
It's just about kind of not attaching yourself with people. Again, it's attaching people that you know that are going to succeed without you anyway. So you might as well be with them and kind of add value to them. Again, as I said, add value. They're like, great, you can kind of come along with our ride. Like, and you kind of build success from that. And then eventually you can kind of branch off, do other things and build from there really. But
that's amazing, man.
Yeah, projections, I'm going to say 10 million, just be out there with it.
10 million?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Because
I love the ambition at such a young age.
But what happens if it doesn't happen? Oh, again, like, oh, okay, bit embarrassing.
If you think small, you're going to get small results.
Of course, yeah.
So if you say 10 million, people probably watching this or listening probably going, they're outrageous numbers. I'm in a 9 till 5. Like, okay, you've got that mindset. We've got a totally different mindset. So if we're going to say 10 million, if it's going to be within 10 years, fair enough. It's going to be in 6 months, we'll achieve it.
Yeah, and if you aim for 10 million and you hit 1 million, it's like, oh, is that really the end of the world? Like,
yeah, exactly.
So that's how I've always seen it. Like, you always aim as far as wide as possible, and then you work out how you're going to get there.
100%,
So,
yeah. Perfect. I was going to say, like, I put a post out saying basically I need to make 16k a month personally.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And the amount of negative comments that I got back,
yeah.
It's crazy people's mindset. Like, they can't think beyond the current stage.
No, and what's the most current age? Like, it's like, what, 1,500 a month?
Yeah.
And then they're struggling to pay their bills and they're struggling to put food on the table. And like, for me, like, I've been through that, living through the life where you're worrying about bailiffs coming to the door. And like, that's not a good life to live. So it's the fact of like, why would you want your family to live through that life? Like, there's so many opportunities now that people are just so abundantly like, oh, it's a scam. It doesn't work. I'm going to stay in my safe little bubble over here and be upset and cry about it, but I'm never going to do anything to help. I'm just going to moan about it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, people who say the negative stuff, they're still in that circle of people with that mindset. You need to bring yourself away, follow people who are successful on Instagram, TikTok, whoever it is. Find people who are entrepreneurs, business-minded, start talking to them, because if 5 of you are talking about how to make money, one of you are going to be successful. Mm-hmm. Or if you are in a bunch of people who are very successful, it's only a matter of time where their energy, their vibe, their success is going to rub off onto you, and you're just going to implement the same strategies that they've been taken along their journey, and you're going to follow that path.
Yeah. And I think it was, so I can't remember who said it, but it's the fact that if you had like 5 people all working at the same time, if you're on your own, you're going to make all 5 of those people's mistakes.
Yeah.
But with 5 of you, you're literally going to all make mistakes. Okay, he's made a mistake. Let's not do that next time.
Yeah.
Like, and you're learning against each other.
Yeah.
But it's just
Mr. Beast did a good interview on that.
Yeah.
4 of him and 4 of his guys would sit there and be like, how are we going to get the best thumbnail? How are we going to create content? And they did it for like a year or 2.
Yeah.
And now look where that guy is now.
Yeah. Literally.
Billionaire.
100%, man. That's such a good tip.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming, guys. Where can
thanks for having us.
Definitely. Where can people find you and like learn from
Interlink
you?
Ranking.
So yeah, Interlink Ranking. And then if people are on the TikTok shop, they can go to the service market and they can find, obviously, underneath account management and operational tutoring, our services there. It will say buy Interlink Ranking.
Yeah.
And they can contact us through us that way.
Sick.
And get some real good guidance and help.
It's good, man. We might have to do another one when next
like,
year when
oh
you
man, I'm excited for
because
that.
the rate you guys are moving, it's going to be
In
crazy.
3 months' time, we're going to have some good stories, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
That's the thing. Like, we just realised is just you got to put the gas down now.
100%.
Like, the work's been done in the background. Now it's time to execute it.
Yeah.
Push it through.
Love that, man.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, I appreciate you let us come on and talk.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Talk.
It was good. Thanks for watching, guys. What a great episode. Like, TikTok Shop, massive opportunity. I think definitely reach out to the Interlink guys. They'll definitely be more than willing to help you. Put all the links in the bio. So make sure you follow us at venture_room on Instagram, the Venture Room on TikTok, and the Venture Room on YouTube. Nearly forgot it. See you on the next one.